Section 101. Tennyson, this is a meditation on nature. Tennyson is still thinking about the land at Summersby that he and his family have had to leave. And it sounds, as I read this, it sounds like they're gone, but he still thinks about the trees and the meadows and the brooks that he knew. And he's thinking about how nature just moves on. He is stuck in this grief, and nature is just going to roll on. It's just going to continue on, and someone else is going to love it. Someone's going to love someone else is going to sit in the shade of that tree and love that, or love the sound of the brook. And I almost think that Tennyson is telling himself, you too need to move on. It's time. You've grieved. Be like nature and just take each day as it comes. Kind of this repetitive theme here, the first lines of these stanzas: unwatched, unloved, unloved, uncared for. And yet, despite that, the sunflower blooms and fills the air with this, the spice, summer spice, the humming air. Nature still puts on as brilliant and beautiful a show as ever, even though it is unloved, unappreciated. The references here to line 11, the lesser at noon, so in the daylight, or when the lesser wane is twisting round the polar star. That's a reference to constellations orbiting or going around the North Star. So again, in a prose, you would just say whether during the day or during the night, nature is still doing its thing. Here in this poetic format, he's using these unusual ways to describe things, and if we'll take advantage of it, it's an opportunity to think about the world a little differently. At noon, or when the lesser wane is twisting round the polar star. Let's see, there was another, glebe, like in line 20 to 22. Glebe is another word for like a meadow or a field. Oh, and I loved his description of a sunflower too. The sunflower shining fair, ray round with flames her disk of seed. That's a beautiful way to describe a sunflower. He uses the word sunflower, so we know what he's talking about, but just a different way to think of things. We're used to thinking that this word is how you conjure up this image. And these poets like Tennyson stretch us a little. How else could you describe that particular thing? I'm going to read this section, and then I want to read another quote that this reminds me of another line from a poem that I love. But here we go. First, section 101. Unwatched, the garden bough shall sway, the tender blossom flutter down. Unloved, that beech will gather brown, this maple burn itself away. Unloved, the sunflower shining fair, ray round with flames her disk of seed, and many a rose carnation feed, with summer spice the humming air. Unloved by many a sandy bar, the brook shall babble down the plain, at noon, or when the lesser wane is twisting round the polar star. Uncared for, gird the windy grove and flood the haunts of hern and crake. Those are both references to birds. Or into silver arrows break the sailing moon in creek and cove, till from the garden and the wild a fresh association blow. The year by year the landscape grow familiar to the stranger's child. As year by year the laborer tills his wonted glebe or lops the glades, and year by year our memory fades from all the circle of the hills. So nature just does its thing in beauty and grace and simplicity, whether or not we're there to care about it. This little phrase is from the poet, an American poet, Wendell Berry. I have one of his books, Sabbath Poems. I guess on Sunday, many Sundays, he's still alive, stroll through the woods and kind of compose a poem about about whatever he's thinking about that day. So this is from 6 VI of the year 2013. He has very similar thoughts, and I just love the way he says this. Like the flowers, I too must live on without condition, expecting nothing but to be present in the passing day. So maybe we can all be a little more like nature and just present in the present day, even if we're unloved, uncared for. Just continue to shine and be willing to move on when the time is right, when we're ready to move on and embrace new associations, fresh associations.